have a soul?
Yes.
No. What does he mean by that? Of course we have souls. No. You don't have a soul. You are a soul. So, this perspective can change a lot of things in the way that you experience physical reality because you're creating it. It's a projection of your consciousness. And here, fundamentally, is how you do this. Now imagine, if you will, that you are a soul, an orb of light. So picture this in your mind. You are this sphere, this orb of light. And within it, there are ripples of energy, patterns of energy. Just like dropping a pebble into the pond creates ripples. Imagine ripples in every direction inside this orb of energy, this orb of light. When a soul decides to have a physical experience, this is what happens. These ripples that all are happening inside this sphere of light, this sphere of energy, this sphere of consciousness, all these ripples represent different aspects, different qualities, different attributes of the soul. So when a soul decides to experience a theme in physical terms, some of those ripples, some of those attributes are focused on, and they condense down and down and down in a focus to the center of the orb of light. Now, that doesn't mean the orb disappears. It is still there. Only some of the aspects of it have condensed down into this tiny, small bit at the center. You might call it a seed, a hard kernel, like a subatomic particle. And that small crystallized seed at the center of that orb of light is your physical mind. That is how the soul creates its experience of physical reality. It creates a focus, it creates a dream experience within the center of its being, taking some of the qualities, some of the attributes, some of the aspects of its total self, crystallizing them, focusing down into that little center seed, that little center crystal. And that center crystal contains those attributes that represent the theme that being will explore as a physical being in that physical dream at the center of the soul. So when that life is over, the soul doesn't leave the body. The crystal seed starts to expand again, starts to open up again, starts to soften, and starts to merge back with and into itself as the soul. So that is what death is simply the awakening from the dream state, from the little crystallized seed at the center of the soul. And the idea of the expansion of consciousness overall is what begins that process of opening up. It doesn't mean that just expanding your consciousness means you have to die physically. But the idea is that you open up and you are a little bit like a small open sphere inside the bigger sphere. Not so concentrated, not so crystallized, not so hard, not so focused, so that you have the ability to tap into the vibration of the soul more readily, more easily. And this becomes the relationship between your physical mind and your higher mind, which is the soul, which is that portion of you that is still the sphere of light, the sphere of consciousness, the sphere of energy. That is the higher mind according to the physical kernel at the center, the physical seed. So by allowing yourself to expand a little bit, it's easier for you to, by raising your vibration, expanding that seed in the center, tap into the communication, the ripples, the information that is always coming to you from the rest of your being, the rest of you as a soul, as a sphere of consciousness, a sphere of light. By opening up a little bit, you then contain the ability within that seed, within the center of that seed, to harbor some of the vibrational frequencies of information that come to you, the messages that come to you from your soul, from the higher mind. So the idea then is that comes in an energy language, as we have said. And that energy language, that energy message from your soul self to the little seed that is more expanded, is translated by that little seed in the center, that little physical mind being in the center, as the sensation called passion, curiosity, love, creativity. And that is when you receive the message from the soul self, that whatever contains that passion, whatever contains that excitement, that curiosity, that attraction, that is who you really are. That is your core frequency. That is your core theme. That is your core creativity. It is the next step on your path. And that's why it's so important to act on that passion. Because action, as the little seed, is the language of the physical reality dream. Not words, not thoughts, but actions, physical actions. Let the soul know that there is an echo from the crystal. There is a reaction, a response from the crystal that it heard the message from the soul self and is willing to act on it, willing to be guided by it, willing, in that sense, to move forward in that way, which then allows the soul to respond to that echo, and then you create that back and forth dialogue between the soul sphere and the crystal seed that is you as a physical mind, as a physical being. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So again, focusing on yourself as a physical being, saying, I, as a physical human, have a soul, is very different than understanding that you are a soul that is simply having a human experience, that is having a human dream, a physical reality dream. So the idea is to allow yourself to really start opening up and remembering that you never leave spirit. Spirit is your natural state. You haven't left it. Most of you is there right now. All of you is there right now. But you have this little crystalline seed portion of your greater self that is pretending, that is dreaming that it's no longer in spirit. That is what physical reality is. And when you start looking at it from that direction, you start really tapping into your innate self-empowerment, your true nature, your true core essential vibration. And many more things can happen that are more representative of alignment between your physical mind and your higher mind, so that you can really understand you are not a human being physically that has a soul. You do not have a body, and inside the body is your soul. You are a soul, and inside your soul is your body. That's the difference. So, you are a soul, you don't have a soul, you are the soul. We thank you for allowing us to share this perspective with you this day of your time. In return for the gift that you are giving us in allowing us to serve you in this way and share this knowledge, we ask, how may we continue to be of service to you? You may begin with your dialogues and questions.
Good. How about that?
All right.
Okay, my question is, I want to know all about the multiverse, but I want to start small. I see everybody as their unique universe. You guys grew from a zygote, sperm, egg, merged, created a zygote, and now you are this beautiful universe, and we are one universe living in a universe, one universe within another.
Yes.
And then as I see the tree of life embodies that multiverse, each flower being a universe. Please tell us, enlighten us with that tree of life being a multiverse, or everybody here is a universe again, in a universe. So we're living in a multiverse within a universe. And also if that has any relationship with ancient builder race, as my understanding, if Enki is the geneticist that tweaked us to be Homo sapiens, ancient builder race has anything to do with this whole subject? Because I don't believe they're just tweaking the material part, but also the energetics that has created this being, which is the tree of life, demonstrating or a concept of being the multiverse. Please, thank you.
There are many ways to understand, many perspectives to understand the idea of the multiverse. Connecting them to specific individuals who may have some understanding of how that works in your history can be one way of looking at it. They may have had knowledge of the multiverse that allowed them to do certain things, to manipulate physical, material things in a certain way that you haven't yet learned to do in this particular civilization that you exist in now. So yes, some of these ancient beings did tap into some of the higher levels of awareness of the multiverse to be able to do some of the things that they are reported to have done. Does that answer your question, or is there some other direction you wanted to go with it?
No, that answered my question. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Thank you.
Aveo.
Aveo. Hi, Bashar.
Do you know what aveo means in our ancient language?
No.
It means in service. Aveo.
Aveo.
I am in service to you.
Wow, I love that. Thank you for sharing this meaning with me. Because I know I manifest this unexpectedly. I wasn't expecting that, but universe or my own higher self brought this miracle. And thank you for this interaction. And I love you so deeply.
Our unconditional love to you all.
And I'm going to meditate tomorrow on the bell rock. So maybe you will be giving you a lot of love from me.
More crushing.
Yes, I know. I was searching for this crushing words, but
Pretty soon I will be so flat it will be two-dimensional.
I want to bring you down to earth, So what I experience, right? That will be physical experience.
Yes, do you have a question?
Yes, absolutely. My question, actually, I have this question in my mind for a long time. I know, I waken up to about 19, 20 years, but last couple of years, I know I've been activate my, those Kundalini energy. I attracted those light beings, and at first, I was very scared because they were just coming, beaming to me from everywhere.
Ooh, scary light
yes.
beams.
But I kind of, grown from that fear, and I send them love. Now I'm not fear about them. I love you all. But they just circling my face. I know they're coming to serve me, but so I want to ask, what's the purpose? The light being are just circling on my entire body.
To allow you to face your fears and let them go and rise your frequency to match their frequency. They're showing you what your true frequency is like.
Okay, so can I just take in a breath, taking this what you were saying?
Yes.
So I recognize that part I need give love because I am the one essentially creating everything. There's nothing.
You are creating your version of your reality. It doesn't mean other beings don't exist.
No. Yeah, okay, yes. So I attracting the outer reality matching to my vibration, right?
Yes,
My
yes.
thought form and all that
Yes.
level. So I need to raise up so I now understand I need to let go of the fear. So in what way I need to raise my vibration to match the light beings?
By following the formula. I don't mean to sound redundant. Acting on your passion in service to humanity in some way, shape,
Yes.
or form will raise your frequency and allow you to be a better antenna to receive higher frequency information and experiences and encounters. So all you have to do is follow the formula. This is why we share it with all of you. So again, you don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to overthink it. It's an instruction manual. This is how you're creating your reality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Just follow it as precisely as possible if you wish to, and you will see that your life will unfold in an automatically timed way that serves you and serves everyone else to allow you to be who you authentically are. It is self-contained, self-perpetuating, self-guiding. It leaves nothing important out. Nothing. So, that's the easiest answer we can give you for how do I do this, and how do I do that, and how do I be of service, and how do I raise my frequency, and how do I find out who I really am, and how can I receive more information from my guides. Follow the formula. This is why we give it to you.
Yes, yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, Bashar. My name is Coffee, and I have one question for you.
Yes.
So I've been pursuing levitation and helping to everyone to be able to levitate eventually. And I understand what you've said about the two balls in position A and position B. If you measure both frequencies and put one and overwhelm it with the position of B, that it could levitate, teleport, etc. But I was wondering if there was any kind of meditation or permission slip you would be able to give me to help me achieve levitation.
You have to understand that that's how levitation works, that you're redefining your position in space-time.
Okay, so...
It's not anti-gravity. It's the idea of I exist at a certain set of coordinates that represent space and time. Now I represent myself in space-time at a different set of coordinates. They happen to be up instead of over, but the idea is that you're doing this already all the time. It's how you move. It's how you create the sensation, the illusion of movement. Even when you're walking from one part to another, one place to another. In a sense, you're teleporting.
Oh.
It's just that you're levitating sideways.
Okay.
Instead of up. Because in your minds, up is different.
Right. So
because you think about things like gravity and so on and so forth. You have to stop thinking about that. You have to understand that there's no difference between up and down than there is left, right, forward, back. You have to enter that higher dimension of awareness that it's all the same. You just have to move up in the same way with the same degree of acceptance and ease that you move forward.
Wow, okay, I'm definitely going to internalize that. You've just confirmed that the human body can do this and I don't need any technology that would, but of course it could assist me, but I can do this with my human body.
Yes, you can, if it is relevant for you to do so.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
My name is Tony Ghazi. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Oh, all right.
You're going to be super proud of me because I've been following the formula. And ever since last July, I've exploded exponentially.
All right.
So I channeled the praying mantis beings.
Yes.
And they showed me yesterday, like through a session, this one being, he was almost translucent in a sense.
Yeah.
And he was praying mantis, but throughout his body, all these circular, in a sense, galaxies, like through his mouth, like in his brain and his arms.
Yes, it's your perception of how that being is connected to universes.
Yes. Thank you for confirming that, because what came through is that it allows him to connect to other parallel realities.
Yes.
So all the portals already are within us.
Yes, they are.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I've been noticing many people are becoming more aware of the mantis beings.
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate more why specifically them now? Because like literally in the past
Because they are the overseers of the hybridization program.
Yes.
And therefore, as you approach a time when the hybrid children will be coming to live among you, you will be more aware of all the different aspects of the hybridization program and those involved. By the way, for the most part, those of you that find us are part of the program, whether you know it or not.
When you say us, you mean you, like your society?
Those of you that find us, that relate to our vibration,
Yeah.
attract yourself to these conversations, these interactions, are usually part of the hybridization program.
Oh, thank you. Because I had no idea I was going to be picked. But so thank you. Thank you for that confirmation.
You are welcome.
I love you, Bashar.